Hi everyone, this is the Jade Marrisa podcast and this is episode 20. I'm talking to you from Thailand about the good, bad and ugly in sports and pop culture. My guest today has been living and working in Phuket for a good amount of years now, indulging in Phuket's finest life at Tiger Muay Thai. He is the first foreign Thai martial arts teacher in Thailand. And when I mention martial arts, I'm not only talking about Muay Thai, I mean the real ancient stuff such as boran, kickboxing, Myanmar Muay Thai, and so on. Here is Chris Lawrence. Thank you for coming on the show, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you were born, where you were raised, your nationality, age?
Well, born in Sweden, mixed with Swedish and American. Grew up there most of my life. Now I'm 42 years old. And been traveling around, grew up different places, but mainly Sweden.
Okay, so you grew up mostly in Sweden?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then, but you also lived in America before?
Yeah, I lived there for about 12 years.
Did you start martial arts there or in Sweden?
No, I started martial arts in Sweden.
What did you start in?
Judo when I was 4. It was it was the only martial art you could do at a young age. So I started with judo when I was 4 years old. Did that just for a couple of years. Then went into other martial arts.
How do you even have the motor skills to do?
I think that's where judo is good because it translates to the soft way, right? So it is about learning balancing, really. So as a 4-year-old, we don't think too much, and it's easy to program your body at that time.
Whose choice was that?
My mom's.
Your mom's choice. She thought, I'll just throw you into judo.
Yeah, like I said, I grew up in Sweden.
I don't know. Is that a normal thing that the Swedes do?
No, but
not really.
As a mixed race in Sweden, it was something she felt like I needed.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. So you did that for just 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Then went into karate, kung fu. Then at 7, I found taekwondo. Did it for 12 years. But also on the side, I was always doing other stuff from kickboxing to more karate, aikido, Japanese jiu-jitsu, and many other martial arts, yeah.
Wow. So you pretty much, in your youth, did such a range of different martial arts.
Yes.
Any other sports?
Yeah, also played soccer and hockey.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you go to school?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, no, I probably spent more time doing sports. But yeah, no, I did school, but also full-time sports pretty much. I was very fortunate. We had a sports center in my city, a martial arts center. So they offered like 12 different martial arts or something like that.
Wow.
So it was easy to be able to jump from one class to the other.
That's a really nice opportunity for children, for young people.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Disneyland for me. So
yeah. What was your favorite martial art?
I have to say taekwondo, because that was my base and that's where I did most of my competition. And I believe it's what helped me to understand my body the best, how to move and stuff. And
taekwondo is really good because it's dynamic and a lot of plyometrics involved, jumping around.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people just make fun of it and they call it ballet and stuff like that. But I believe if you can learn that martial art, then it's going to help you with any other martial art because they focus on form and technique instead of speed and power.
I agree with that. But for fighting?
For fighting, yeah, you have to translate it differently. In taekwondo, before you're 18, it's just point fighting. After that, depending what organization you compete for, but then you're allowed to knock out. But before that, you're not allowed to draw blood. So it is all just point fighting.
Is that because of the influence of the Olympics that they just do the point scoring?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So take away Olympics. If you were just to do normal taekwondo, you're able to draw blood and knock the opponent out.
Absolutely. Like most people think that, yeah, there's no power involved, but with the correct technique, speed and power comes by itself. So, and it's about precision, not just swinging something, but actually aiming and placing it in the right place.
I heard that's what they're trying to do with Muay Thai because they're attempting to get into the Olympics, right? So, what's your opinion on that, as well as they changing the rules of the sport, so you cannot have much knockouts, you cannot draw much blood. It's not as brutal as real Muay Thai would be?
Well, to me, it didn't. Honestly, it's not even Muay Thai anymore, then, right? Because it's let's say from the beginning with boran, he was too lethal, and they made it into a sport called Muay Thai. And now, if they're gonna take away a lot of stuff from Muay Thai, then it becomes something else in a way, right?
Yeah,
more like kickboxing, kind of, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think that's really true. I mean, they had the World Championships just recently, and someone told me someone had a bust nose, and that's it. They stopped the fight. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's
especially when you look at the real sport of Muay Thai, then it's really crazy.
Yeah. So, like, when did you get into Muay Thai and how?
So in Sweden, you're not allowed to do Muay Thai until you're 15 because it's considered as a full contact sport. And the first place I went to, he actually called it combat Muay Thai. So it sounded really cool. So I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So let me go to that one. And that's actually when I got introduced to Muay Boran first. So he was more about the combat style, meaning not the sports style. But
so your teacher at that time, he knew Muay Boran as well?
Yes, it was a Singaporean guy. Yeah, for some reason, he chose to just call it combat Muay Thai instead of Muay Boran. And it wasn't until when I came to Thailand I realized, oh, hold on, I've done this. So at that time I still didn't know there was Muay Boran. So I did that for about 2 years. Then I ventured into Muay Thai instead because I was more looking to compete and stuff. So
that's so funny that you learned Muay Boran before you learned Muay Thai and didn't even know what you were learning.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
And that's similar to my dad, actually. He was doing Taekwondo. And his teacher was teaching him Muay Boran as well, and he didn't know what it was. And then later he figured out, now I've kind of mastered this skill in Muay Boran, and now I know what it is.
That's kind of how it was for me too. And also, I felt like because I came from traditional martial arts, so combat Muay Thai was actually a good transition for me because it was more traditional.
Yeah, but
at that point, I wanted to compete, so I wanted a sports style. But I'm still great. It was still great to have that basis of that. That's where it started. You know?
Definitely. That's so interesting to do Muay Boran before Muay Thai. No, it definitely is a good base because you'll actually learn more techniques. And it's easier to adapt to Muay Thai from that.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So let's go skip to this question. What's the difference between Muay Thai and Muay Boran, just so you can explain that to people?
Difference? It's hard.
Just to explain the differences,
To simplify it, Muay Boran is combat style, meaning it was meant for war, and Muay Thai is a sport. So I would say that's the big difference, really. But that they're two different things, no. Muay Thai is a descendant of Muay Boran. It's just what I call washed down to simplify it and made it into a sport to be safer.
Mm-hmm. Whether you put gloves, they put people in a ring.
Exactly, yeah.
They have more rules,
and when it came, I can't remember the years, but I'm sure you know about it, that, it was banned for quite a while because people died. And then they decided, okay, let's make rules and protection and all this stuff. And that's when it really turned into Muay Thai. Yeah,
because Muay Boran originally, if they wanted people to sort of have a fight, they'd wear gloves. They'd wear ropes instead of gloves, which would be not really the best protection for either fighter.
Yeah, no, exactly. It didn't protect their hands either. And back in the day, they only competed in front of the king, actually. So it was only a couple times a year they competed in front of the king.
No ring?
Yeah. Well, actually, it was a real ring, not a square. It'd be in the sand, right? So they make edges of sand in a circle. Mm-hmm. So that's where they would fight. So that's a real ring.
Was it similar to sumo rules when you push someone out the circle?
Yeah. If you stepped outside the circle, you're obviously losing. Yeah. Even though it was KO rules at that time.
Right, but you have more control. You have to control, you have to be in the ring. So you have to get more control of that, or in the circle.
So even now, when you think about the run muay and stuff, when sealing the ring, that comes from them walking around this circle, checking for rocks and uneven ground and stuff. So that's what they did there in the beginning. They checked the ground they're going to have the battle on to make sure that there's no big rocks. And where it's uneven and stuff. So that's kind of how the whole Run Muay also started.
There's some myths that say like old Muay boran fighters used to dip their wraps in like glass or no?
Movies.
It's a myth?
No,
Okay.
yeah, that's completely a myth. Yeah, that's definitely a myth.
You know, because you know when they do the chicken fights, they put little blades on the back of their
all
legs.
over the world actually. I went to see chicken fights in Mexico, and they did the same thing. Like they super glued this razor blade to the thumb, I guess it is, on a chicken. Yeah, so it's crazy. But yeah, in Muay boran, no, never. If anything, they would dip it in water because it was made out of hemp, and as they soaked it, it became more dense.
Oh.
But also you see, obviously not many videos, but back in the day they would drag their ropes across their face just to show that there wasn't anything. So before a fight would start, they would actually show on themselves that I'm clean, you know.
That's so interesting. Yeah. You just mentioned about the white crew. What's the white crew?
The white crew is many things. First and foremost, it's showing respect to your master, a teacher, and also to whoever else stepped in the ring before. Then it's also a spiritual thing about sealing off all the evil from the ring. And it's a warm-up.
Yeah, so it's like, it looks like a dance that they perform before the fight, but actually it can be used for...
The stretching, the moving, and like I said, just when they're sealing off the ring, it's about checking your grounds, checking the battlefield, kind of.
Okay, so you started doing Muay boran, then you got into Muay Thai. You got into Muay Thai in Sweden still, right?
Yeah, in Sweden.
When did you come to Thailand?
I came to Thailand in 2012. So yeah, about 7.5 years ago.
And you would just came here for a training vacation?
Yeah, I was gonna take a break from work for a year, and I decided, okay, let me go to Thailand, and I was looking around at gyms, and I ended up choosing Tiger because they had Muay boran and Krabi krabong. I said, they have the options, so let me take that gym. Ended up getting hurt after just a couple of months. I got plantar fasciitis, if you notice. Yeah. So I couldn't jump or run or anything, and started getting more involved with the Muay boran and Krabi krabong because it was less...
impactful.
Yeah, exactly. And shortly after, just a couple of months or so, Crew O, which is my teacher, he asked me if I wanted to help him teach, and I saw this awesome opportunity, you know, to get some experience and experience something new. So I jumped on it.
That's cool. So you became, first of all, you helped Crew out teaching, and then of course you developed your skills over the time. So how long have you now been a Thai martial arts teacher?
I would say, 7 years at least.
7 years,
and
and that's
a little bit more.
That's consistently. You've not gone back to Sweden.
No, full time. Yeah.
Wow, how's life doing that?
Life is now it's great. Now it's really great. No, it was challenges in the beginning. First 2 years, I wasn't even getting paid. I was just doing it like I looked at it as an apprenticeship. It was more about me gaining experience and stuff. It's still not about the money.
Right, but of course you need to make a living.
Yeah, like Thailand is a cheaper place than America, let's say, but you still need money. You still need to eat and all this stuff.
Of course, and in Phuket it's more expensive than Bangkok or other places.
I don't know if I agree on that. It depends on where you stay. It depends on where you stay. I mean,
actually, you know what? The prices in Bangkok have gotten higher and higher over the years.
Yeah.
But transportation is still much cheaper in Bangkok than in Phuket.
Unless you have a motorbike.
Unless you have your own motorbike. There you go. Beat the system. So for the first 2 years, you were not getting paid, but you had like a type of sponsorship? You had accommodation?
Yeah, no, I had free training.
Only?
Yeah, then after 1 year, I started getting a meal plan too. So I had free food and free training. And then Kuro would let me do privates under him.
Okay.
So that's kind of was able to scrape by. But yeah, one of the reasons why I came to Thailand in the beginning was to change my lifestyle again, to humble myself and live a simple life. And money shouldn't be main thing.
Well, now if you're coming to Thailand anyway.
Yeah, no, but even people...
Don't come to Thailand if you're thinking about making money. It's not a place.
Yeah, no, it's not. And that's what I have to explain to a lot of people all the time, because they're so baffled by it. It's like, why would... Especially Thais. You live in America. Why would you come to Thailand? Because money isn't happiness.
But also, the Thais have a different image of what living in America or living in England or whatever. They think of it as something else. What they see on TV, what they see in the movies. They think everyone's all Hollywood and everyone's like balling. But that's not the case. People
not at
are
all.
Struggling over there in the West.
85% of America is lower income. So it's actually same like Thailand almost. I mean, like, it's not a big difference. It isn't. But yeah, you see those 4% that are wealthy, and then you see the movies where it makes everything look different than it is in reality. And I lived in some rough places in America, so I would definitely know.
I think even on a lower income, you can get further in Thailand, like in terms of living. You can have more of an enjoyable life than in the West.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you teach Muay Boran.
Yep.
What else do you teach?
I teach Krabi krabong.
What is that?
Krabi krabong is the Thai weapon system, right? So Muay Boran is empty-handed. Krabi krabong is the weapons. Now, what we teach at Tiger, we only teach the dap Thai, which is the Thai sword fighting, right? But Krabi krabong is like... It's an umbrella almost, right? So
I didn't even know that, because we actually have dap Thai or Krabi krabong at my gym as well. But I just thought Krabi krabong meant dap Thai, which means Thai sword, which is the two swords.
Literally translated, Krabi means sword, krabong means staff.
Oh.
But it includes about 15 different weapons, like my saw, you're familiar with, right?
That piece of wood that they put on there.
It's similar to like a tonfa. So you have my saw, you have knife, you have spear, you have bow and arrow. So many different weapons.
That's cool. So you teach... So you just learned Krabi krabong when you arrived in Thailand?
Yes.
Right. No, it's really nice. I need to learn it, actually.
Yeah, you should.
I really should. I was planning that. I was doing Muay Boran. I think I'm pretty good with that. I just can't remember the names and like connecting the name with the movement. But if I see people do it, I can do the movement. No problem.
That's me. That's me all day.
Yeah.
I'm really bad. My memory is horrible lately. Not when it comes to moving, but when it comes to remembering names.
The Thai names of different techniques.
And also, like, we teach in English all day.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes we try to make the effort to make people try to learn the real names.
It's difficult.
But most of them... It's only here for a shorter time. They're not really gonna get it. So
I feel like most of your customers are at Tiger Muay Thai for a different reason. Like they just want the experience of it, rather than. So if they went to my gym, it's mostly they're doing the crew course.
Yeah.
So they do it because it's part of their career.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's different. So you need just teaching English to make it easier.
Yeah, and like for me, that's a big thing. Like I'm all about explaining everything. Like the why is the house and all this stuff. And especially everybody we teach, they're pretty much adults. So they need, especially with Westerners, they need an understanding just to even try to attempt to do it.
Right.
Without having a real understanding, it's hard for them to do it.
No, I definitely think that's important. You need to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it and how it applies to whatever.
Yeah, no, for me, it's all physics and geometrics kind of. Like, if you could break it down a little bit to where they start to understand it, now they're going to get it. And not only that, when they have understanding, then they can perfect it on their own. If they don't, they're going to be limited to how much they could improve themselves. Right?
That makes a lot of sense. How about Mae Mai Muay Thai? What is that? Do you teach that?
Yeah. So Mae Mai Muay Thai, really what it is, it's, if you want to call it, it's what ties it all together in a way, right? So you have all the fundamentals from all the steps, the different ways of walking and stepping, angles. Then you have all your defensive moves, and you have all your attack moves. And it's Mae Mai is pretty much just how you combine them all. Meaning like, if you do Salah Plan Pla, which could be considered as just a zigzag walking. But then if you add a parry with it, now you can use that to set up a counter, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm. And the counter would be a Muay Boran move.
Yeah.
But then Muay Boran, they have different types of Muay Boran as well.
Yeah, there's many different lineages. think now more and more people getting away from so much sticking to the same lineages as before, because it's kind of like with the old kung fu back in the day, like wait, oh no, that's not kung fu, this is, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think more and more people starting to focus on also modernizing it a little bit more. As for, let's say, back in the day, they didn't really have hooks, they had vieng, which is swinging, right? Now there's techniques that's been improved over the years. So
that's true.
So
the
I
influence
think,
of other martial arts or
exactly,
whatever,
right? So even if you look at the old Muay boran and sports style Muay Thai, let's say, there are big differences there too on how you move, or how you kick, or punch, or block, and all this stuff. Because certain techniques have been improved over the years.
That's true. Yeah, like when you were talking about kung fu back then, I heard it developed from different families all around China. That's why for certain styles of kung fu, it's actually the family name.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Muay boran, it depends on the type of the different area that it originated. So like Southern Muay boran,
Shaya,
which is Chaya, Muay Chaya, or like from the middle, Miss Muay boran, right?
We had Muay
Karat from the north.
Lopuri. There's many different ones.
So that depends on the region that it develops from. Okay, that's really cool. So whilst you're training or teaching, are you training yourself as well? Like any other, because Tiger Muay Thai offer so much.
we pretty much have everything there. Unfortunately enough, they all clash with my classes, so I can't do as much as I want to. Like, I wish I could join more classes, but it's hard being a teacher and trying to do that at the same time. And also, I'm not young no more, so now every now and then, if I get a chance, I'll do. I even take a vacation before, so I could have some time to actually go and train myself. So the classes I have a hard time joining. I do privates every now and then, especially in Muay Thai and stuff, because I want to stay active still, and I always want to keep developing. I mean, like, knowledge never ends.
Yeah, totally.
So we have so many great trainers there. So every now and then I'll switch it up a little bit just to get a different input and learn new tricks and stuff. Right?
You're there, so you may as well get as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I could get a lot more though.
I know, because they have such great like jiu-jitsu programs.
Yeah, that too. Our MMA scene, or like the MMA, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, it's really gone far now, like really far. From our coaches, George Hickman and his brother Frank, and Stuart Cooper for the jiu-jitsu, and Alex Shield. And then we also got really good kickboxing now with different trainers from Raphael and a couple other trainers to do it. So our MMA scene is blowing up.
Yeah, you get so many famous fighters, like UFC fighters or whatever, going to Tiger Muay Thai to train. Training camps.
Every day there's at least somebody. Now really? I think we have close to 6 or 7 there at the moment. That's preparing for the Abu Dhabi that's coming up soon, the UFC event.
And they're making a UFC stadium in China, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll probably get a lot more through when that's
then
finished.
We're definitely gonna get a lot more.
Wow, it's gonna be busy.
But even like we got some of the Chinese UFC fighters before, even like years ago. They came to us because they got MMA in China, but it wasn't as developed yet. Mm-hmm. So they come to Thailand or to Tiger instead to get a little extra.
Right, and it's not just that, but like when you're training at Tiger, you're training with people from all around the world. Yeah. So you're picking up styles from everywhere. You're learning how to compete against anyone from anywhere. So it's really advantageous. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of high level. So
that's really cool. Yeah. So tell me about your life in Phuket, your life at Tiger Muay Thai.
My life in Phuket's simple. It's really simple.
You're not beaching it every weekend?
No, I used to. And now my friends that don't live in Thailand, they're all complaining, why not at the beach? It's right there. And for me, that's enough sometimes. Having the option, sometimes that's enough. You don't have to use it all the time. You can just
visualize it.
Yeah, I know it's right there. But yeah, also if you do something all the time, then you don't appreciate it anymore. So for me, like I go a few times a year now. Like, that's where it used to be a few times a week. But I do appreciate it when I go. And also I lived close to beaches for my whole life almost. Even from a city in Sweden to living in LA and then living in Miami and then now here. So I've always been around beaches. So it's not like it's something new for me.
It makes sense. So I know in Phuket especially, you've always got a turnover of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That can be a bit difficult. I mean, you have friends and then they leave and...
Yeah, that was definitely a challenge in the beginning. I had two friends, especially. They were staying for a year in the beginning, and they ended up leaving at the same time. And like you go through that feeling, I'm abandoned now. And then you have a hard time making friends again because you're so worried that they're gonna leave too. So it takes a little while to understand how to still make friends and knowing that just because somebody left didn't mean you lost them, right? Now I know how to deal with it. And also, we have so many return students every year, the students that became my friends.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's always really nice. Every year there's probably got about, I would say, closer to 150 return students every year. They keep coming every year, maybe once or twice a year even. So.
Wow. I know, like, over the years, I'm sure since you've been at Tiger Muay Thai, there's been a lot of turnover regarding the staff and the management.
Yeah. There's, I would say, from when I first came, there's maybe, it's a big gym, right? So now we probably got closer to 100 staff, and there's probably only 20 that was from back in the day when I came. So yeah, but it grew, right? So,
but how about the management then?
The management now, they know what they're doing. Let's say like that. They really do know what they're doing marketing wise and all that stuff. They put money in and
Thai or foreign?
It's Thai now. Yeah, it's Thai. Yeah, so they really know what they were doing. The old owners, they weren't on the scene, so they didn't have the same investment into it. It was more like, this is my side investment kind of thing.
Wow.
As for now, the people who invest in now, this is like also part of their passion, it feels like. So they're really like putting full effort into it. And you could tell, like, you came.
Yeah.
When was the first time you came?
Was it last year? Yeah, the first time. A long time ago, many years ago. Yeah, back then,
something like that.
Back then, I must say, Tiger Muay Thai wasn't the best.
Yeah, no.
Like the some of the trainers lacked enthusiasm, and it just a little bit run down. Then after that manager, we had a different manager. Then things started to pick up after that person, and then now I went there just the end of last year, and oh my god, like it's amazing. The gym has extended so much. All the equipment is just so nice.
Yeah, I believe we are one of the biggest gyms in Asia now.
I'm sure.
If not even in the world, maybe.
Because it like connects to a mountain. They've like spread over the mountain.
Yeah. No, it's insane. Like when you really think about, like if you see an aerial of the place, you'll see how big it really is. You know, like we one of the few Muay Thai gyms too that have separate classes, meaning we have beginner, intermediate, advanced fighters, right?
True.
So we don't put everybody into a class. And also with the amount of people that we have, it's good that it's like that because
it'd be difficult
each
to manage.
class probably got a minimum of 30 people every day.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's really good. Is there a day off?
Sundays.
Oh, Sundays is day off. And you were saying earlier, like Tiger Muay Thai, they plan to expand. Are they having some areas already?
Yeah, so we have a second location in Shillong called Tiger Muay Thai Beach side.
Is it? So it's near the beach, closer to the beach.
Yeah. Kind of.
A little closer. It's a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's on the inside. So it's the Shillong Bay.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so it's right by the water. So that's why they call it the beach side. Then Tiger is also opening up another one in Chiang Mai now. That's within the next couple of months. I think it's opening.
Oh, so they've already started construction.
Yeah. The ground is already there. Like it's close now.
Have you been to see it?
No, not yet. Hopefully by the end of the year or beginning of the year. I still haven't been to Chiang Mai, so this
really?
So this is a good reason to go up there.
This guy needs to travel more around Thailand.
Yes I do.
Okay, so you got one in Chalong in Phuket, one in Chiang Mai.
And then I know, like I I'm kind of out of this because I go and do my work and I go home. But I know they were in talks about doing something in China too.
Wow.
So yeah, they are expanding.
I mean, the fight scene in China is big, but I would say it's expanding, but I feel like it's kind of drawn back a little bit as well now because of the tattoo thing.
Yeah, oh, that's a big thing. But look at it now. If UFC is gonna go there, they like that's
UFC.
coming up now. Like what is it, next weekend or something?
But the stadium will be finished.
No, so they got a big event in
big
China
event.
now. Like
They have them quite often in Shanghai mostly.
Yeah, so now this one is somewhere else in China, and it's a title fight and all this stuff too. And the title holder has a bunch of tattoos, and it's a woman even, right? So it's gonna be a big thing now. Like obviously UFC knows about it, and I'm sure China looks at the money and like, oh, hold on, this money, let them do it. You know?
You think they'll let them do it?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So right now, the Chinese government have put out this law that any fighter in any sort of fighting style, so MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, any of that, if you have a tattoo, you have to cover it.
Oh, in MMA, they don't even want that. You know, like, so normally in MMA, like, we had some fighters that had to do it in other places before where they had to wear a rash guard.
Yeah.
But now they don't want that either.
So they just don't want the fighter?
Yep.
Oh.
But
so we'll see what happens with this girl then.
Yeah, no, like, it's UFC, right? So it's a big event and it's big money and
yeah, but the
UFC
Chinese are quite strict
building
with
their
rules.
gym there too, which is a lot of jobs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So if they don't let UFC do their event because tattoos, I'm pretty sure the way Dana White is, he's gonna pull out of it. He's gonna close the gym and go home.
We'll see. Chinese are very like their rules is like their rules. I feel like that's why there's that problem with Hong Kong right now because
I was just there.
Oh, you were just there.
Yeah, I was just there 3 weeks ago.
Madness.
We barely saw anything of it though. Actually, as we were leaving, we were walking to get the train to the airport, and that's when we saw a little bit of protest. It was peaceful at that time, though. But the news always makes stuff bigger.
Yeah, but they're saying that the people who have been wanted by China, who fled to Hong Kong years ago, now
to get extradited.
Yeah, now China is trying to get those people back because now they're kind of free from.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if they're that tight about that, then I don't think they're gonna weigh the rules of a tattoo.
I think
law.
Everything always comes down to money. It seems like.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I hope so anyway, because it's weird to see fighters with like stickers over the tattoos or rash guards or.
Actually, now you're familiar with Farida Kiko, right?
Yeah.
Former champion, all this stuff. She has fought there actually, and she got tattoos.
They didn't make her cover it?
Not that I know.
Oh.
Yeah, she has fought there this last weekend, I think it was. Yeah. So and there,
I don't know them.
Yeah, we had a couple of other fighters that fought there.
I guess maybe it depends on how big the promotion is as well. If it's televised.
I think they haven't really enforced it yet, even though they said they did.
No, I've had fighters who had to cover their tattoos.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And also there was one promotion that came to Thailand to do the production in Thailand because it's cheaper. And then my fighter went to go fight on it, and he had to wear a T-shirt because his back is covered in tattoos. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's so sad because I guess their whole reasoning behind it is because the whole triads thing, right? Like same with Japan.
South Korea.
Yeah, they're the same. So we had one fighter, Bruno Miranda, Brazilian guy. Every time he fought in Korea, he had to wear a rash guard just because of that. But he has fought in Macau. Now when I was in Hong Kong, and he didn't have to there.
Yeah, but Macau is a bit different.
Yeah, it's the Vegas of Asia, right? So, yeah.
All right, so they might be opening one in China. We'll see. But you said like right now for Muay Boran, Thai martial arts, and Tiger Muay Thai, it's only you and Crew Oat.
Yeah, Crew.
So do they plan to have those classes in the other branches, or how will that work out?
They haven't talked to us about it.
They
so
haven't?
Yeah, no. So I don't know at all.
How popular are your classes?
It varies, I would say. Some days we have a lot, some days we don't have so many. Our classes are more word of mouth, I would say. It's like somebody comes to a class and, oh, this is cool. And then they tell people about it.
Right.
So that's kind of how we get most of our students. Then we also get a lot of return students. And a lot of people, we get a lot of groups that come from like traditional gyms and stuff, like traditional martial arts. They tend to always come to our classes. So every now and then we get like a group of, let's say, a karate school from England, let's say, right? So then we have like 20 of those in class.
Wow.
And that's always a pleasure because when it comes down to all traditional martial arts, the bases are the same. So they tend to understand it a lot easier. And
I think if you learn Muay boran, which would be the base, then it's easier to do Muay Thai, like I said. So it does teach you more body awareness.
Yeah, I get the comment all the time is that people say that sometimes they feel like they learn more in one class than 1 week. And I think it's because we slow everything down and nothing is about speed and power. And we really focus on each person in class. And that's why I'm kind of happy that it's not bigger because we're just 2 people. We want to be able to give 100% to each person in class and also really make them understand it. Yeah. So I always go out my way trying to explain stuff. And if I can't really explain them, I'll twist them and torque them and try to help them to really understand the movement.
How's your Thai language?
Pump up my die.
My die.
My die.
My die means cannot.
Yeah, no, my embarrassing enough, my Thai is horrible. I really wish I could speak it, but I could order food and that's about it.
I mean, my Thai's not great.
Yeah, come on now. Your Thai is good.
I need to get a tutor.
You downplay yourself too much. No, your Thai is good.
If I'm talking about Muay Thai, I can have a conversation for hours, but anything else, maybe not. Go to the hairdressers, I'm like, okay, very limited in what I can say.
Yeah, for me, it's food. That's when I could order food. No, like, that's the thing with me. Like, I really want to speak it. I always have. I can't go to school. I want to, but when I'm finished with work, I want to be finished. I don't want to be like, oh, I need to go to class.
You can do it the easy way and get a Thai girlfriend. Is that easy though?
No, that's not an easy way.
It may be easy to learn Thai, but difficult in other areas.
That's definitely not easy. No, so let's say like I have had girlfriends before. They were trying to help me, teach me and stuff. And it would help, absolutely. But then now with Thai, it's also dialects, right? Such a big difference in dialects, right? So depending where they came
dialect
from.
Is difficult.
Yes, southern, northern, northeast, like it's so different.
That's true.
And then, once I'm not with somebody and then I don't use it for a while, now I lose it. So then I forget it again. So my vocabulary is great, but putting sentences together, it's a challenge. It is.
Yeah.
And the tones.
Are you aware of the Thai that you do learn, if it is like the general Thai or if it's like southern Thai or northern Thai? Are you aware?
Yeah, that I am kind of aware.
Okay.
I think
sometimes I say words in Isan
than anything.
So Isan is northern Thailand. It's where most of like the Thai boxers and Thai trainers are from.
Yeah, northeast Thailand.
So sometimes we pick up that accent or some of those vocabulary, and
I guess to some people they consider it's incorrect, but it's all where you come from, right?
It's like country, country language. So.
Yeah, same with the South Thai. I mean, like it's a little bit not lazier. It's I call it softer.
It sounds difficult.
Like instead of Sawati Cup, they say Saudi Cup. So they shorten it a little bit and it flows a little bit differently, I would say.
Definitely. So Tiger Road for sure has changed so much over the years. Explain what is Tiger Road? Explain it.
Tiger Road. It's so many names now, right? Like Tiger Road, Fighter Street, Fitness MMA Street. Like it has so many different names.
What's the actual name of the road?
Soi Thayed.
Soi Thayed.
Yeah.
But I know it as Tiger Road.
Yeah. When I came, there was barely anything there. I remember right next to Tiger, there was a big rubber tree plantation. So it's you almost felt like you were in the jungle. A lot of nature, and I loved it. Personally, I really loved it. But now with all the gyms and massage places, tattoos, convenience stores, and all this stuff, I guess for a guest, it is heaven. because now you get so many options. So all the healthy food too, from super healthy food to vegan to still Thai food and other Western food. So yeah, there's been the talk about that too. When I came, absolutely. Honestly, I think 50% of the people in the gym were on steroids. Now I think it's way less.
Oh, really? That's really good.
Now we get so many health conscious people, right? They eat as healthy as can.
I went there years ago. CrossFit was really popular at the time. And every like nutrition shop that you go to, they'd have a book, a catalog of just steroids.
Yeah, they had 2 books.
And all these people are walking around with like ripped, super ripped people. But I think it changed now over the years. Even though now I guess the new thing now is like TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy, which is a healthy way, right? But why would you replace it?
No, so it's as somebody gets older, men get older, or testosterone drops, right? So to feel younger and healthier, it's not about building muscle, right? So it's more...
Improves recovery.
So there's many public figures that do it. They're wide open about it. Joe Rogan, for instance, that's a good example. He's been on it for, he said, over 10 years already, right? So him and a bunch of other people, and they do it not to build muscle, but for the health. Instead of feeling like you're 40-something, you're feeling like you're 25 again. And you recover better and stuff like that. So I guess those are kind of new ways that people go about stuff now, instead of just trying to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right, but I'm sure, I mean, if you were an Olympic athlete, would that test?
In the Olympics, you're not allowed to.
Not allowed to. Most sports, not allowed to.
In MMA, it was allowed up until just a few years ago.
UFC.
They changed it. Yeah, they just changed it a few years ago. But before that, it was allowed. There were several fighters. They were, closer to the 40s and stuff, and they were competing against young guys.
So interesting. To
me, like, when it's something that affects your performance in sports, it shouldn't be allowed.
No.
That's my opinion. Because either you're young or you're old. That's just how life is, right? But if it's just for your daily life, for your health and feeling better about yourself, then to each their own, right? But for sports, no.
But it gives you such an advantage if you're playing a sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same now. Now they had a big problem with EPO, which is same with what's his name? Armstrong took the cyclist.
EPO is.
I forgot what it translates.
Is it a steroid or TRT?
It's a steroid, but really like a performance enhancer,
right?
As performance enhancing as could be. So there was somebody just got busted in the UFC for it, and it's one of those that there's no mistakes made. It's not a tainted supplement or anything like that. No, this one you have to inject.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's no mistake or whatever, and it gives you a very, very high advantage. It's like a real performance enhancement. Speed,
focus,
endurance, all of it.
Wow.
Recovery, everything you can imagine. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm very like when it comes to sports, keep it clean. In my opinion.
Yeah,
that's why I always appreciated kind of like Olympic sports too and amateur boxing, because it was always cleaner in a way.
Well, although they changed the sports.
Yeah, now it's sad again.
Okay, so going back to that question, Tiger Road, then and now.
Yeah, so like I said, back then, it was almost like a jungle. Very few things on the street. There was like one little like moms and pops, a little convenience store, like barely had anything, some water and some noodles, whatever. And if you needed like something else, you had to walk off the street for like 15 minutes just to get something. There was maybe about 5 massage places, I think, and 3 tattoo shops or something like that, and 10 restaurants maybe.
Wow.
Now, we fast forward, what now? Yeah.
10 years? Let's say 10 years?
Yeah.
I think I went there, yeah. For me, I would say like I went there 10 years ago when it was similar to how you described, with like kind of jungle-ish, not really much. And then now? Now
it's like... I mean, like for somebody that's into martial arts, fitness, and all, it's a mecca. It really is. You can't walk 5 minutes without, or even 1 minute without finding a restaurant or a convenience store, a massage place, or a tattoo shop. It's all right there.
There's so many Muay Thai gyms and MMA, but like mostly Muay Thai. I'd say. But there's so many. Like they're just next to each other.
Yeah, that part I don't understand really. I mean, like competition's so high there already.
How can you get competitive?
Three main gyms that's been there for the longest, right? And they always been big competitors. Then now there's like another 3 or 4 gyms that open it too. Try and compete with this, and to me that makes no sense. And that goes for all the business on the street, kind of, because if one person is doing good, don't do the same thing right next to them, because now you're killing both businesses.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I remember back in the day they had Tiger, Dragon, and PTT.
Yeah, exactly.
With those 3, right? And then now,
now
countless.
Chok Chai, Sing, some other one too, TMY. Yeah, you're familiar. And I think those are the new ones now.
Are you getting a lot of Chinese?
Yeah, we get a lot of Chinese now, but it's not the same Chinese as we used to get. Before we used to just get these big groups, right? Now we get just random single person here and stuff. And I see a big difference in the Chinese. They're a lot more westernized in a way. Maybe not all of them still don't speak English, but the way they carry themselves and the way they act and stuff, I really enjoy teaching them. I even make an effort to try and learn a little bit just to help myself be able to help them. Yeah, ni hao.
Ni hao, how?
Be able to count to 4, right? It's always good to know.
I think a few years ago, so we had that the boom of the Chinese coming into Thailand, like coming in tour groups and this and that. Then the Thais didn't really take very good care of them. Yeah. Even though the Chinese came over and they invested so much money, they spent so much money. The locals took advantage of that, didn't take care of them, and now the Chinese government have kind of pulled back all those investments that they've made abroad, and that's why now you're getting the internationals.
They're still investing though.
The singles, I mean.
They're still investing though. Like Chinese still coming all the time.
But not as groups.
Not as groups anymore.
Right.
But now, I don't know if you heard that Thailand, they're making special visas now for the Chinese and the Indians. They get 15 days or something now. Like
only? I think you got more than that, no?
Yeah, it was something now with like no passport thing. They said like
no passport.
Yeah, meaning like they're gonna be able to travel like let's say within Southeast Asia or ASEAN. As a Thai, you could travel with your driver's license.
Yes.
You don't need
within the whole of ASEAN?
Yeah.
Really?
So that's what they do now, something like that.
But usually I don't need a visa anyway if I go to like other Southeast Asian countries.
Yeah, if you're not staying more than 30 days.
But Chinese is not. They're not Southeast Asian. So.
Yeah, no. But that's what Thailand's doing now. They're trying to open up to them same as they do with the rest of Southeast Asia.
Yeah, because Indians and Chinese are now the top tourists that come to Thailand.
Yeah, no, they really are. Yeah, we get a lot of Indians actually.
Really?
So there's a martial art called Kudo. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the biggest martial arts in India. So we get these big groups. They come like 50 people at once. It's really cool because they're anywhere from like a 5-year-old to 50-year-old.
They do travel in big packs.
Yeah, no, and they all do, it's like a traditional martial art. So they're all so disciplined. They listen so well. And I'm always happy when they come. They're really a pleasure to have and really nice people. Now, they've been coming for the last, 3 or 4 years now, I think. So it's really nice.
Wow,
actually.
That's a big investment for them on their part.
Yeah.
The Indian economy is doing okay. Yeah. I mean, the tech industry over there is like booming, right?
Yeah.
They're so good at like computer development and all this website development.
And service, right?
Yeah.
That they've always been known for. They're doing the tech service on the phones.
Has Phuket changed much over the years?
Yeah. Now
it's grown.
Yeah, it's grown, but also not died. But this year, it's sad to see how low tourism is. Like we are pretty much at Tiger. We're the only place that's really doing good. The rest of Phuket is really suffering. Patong maybe not as bad, but still not like it used to be. But the rest of Phuket, it's really sad to see. Like businesses are shutting down. Not a lot of tourists anymore. It seems like certain areas like it's almost.
Do you think it's because of the new immigration policies that are in Thailand?
No, I think it started 2014 with the martial law going on and all that stuff. And the Thais also made a point at that time. They said, we don't want the backpackers. We want the wealthy tourists. Yeah. Instead of having a steady flow of many tourists, they wanted the few. To me, it makes no sense. That's not what makes a country, makes an economy strong. You get the wealthy, they might stay at this fancy resort, and that's the only place they spend money. As for a backpacker, they're going to jump around everywhere and spend money.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of sad that it happened because, now you see the little people suffering, right? Mm-hmm. The big business, like fancy restaurants and hotels, they might still do okay, but all the small businesses are really suffering.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah. So I think, like, going back to the Chinese thing as well, like I said, when they saw so many of the Chinese groups come in, a lot of the businesses would change and sort of cater only to the Chinese.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it went from the Russians to the Chinese.
Yeah. And then now that they've declined, that they have like this Chinese store, that other foreigners don't want to go there.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Even the prices are higher, I think.
And this... I'm in Thailand, so I can't say too much. Yeah. But no, there's one thing about the mentality here is that if business is bad, let's make it more expensive.
Yeah.
When it should be the complete opposite way. Instead of focusing on getting 100 people to spend 10,000, get 1,000 people to spend 1,000. Mm-hmm. Right? Like the math says it. Yeah. Says it itself. Like.
That's it. They don't plan long term. They always think of the now. But that's very Buddhism. That's very Buddhist. Like it's live in the moment. So that's really what Thai people live by, is living in the moment. They don't plan long term, which is not beneficial for a long term business plan, for example.
I just went to we got a weekend market or night market in Phuket, and I went Sunday because I wanted to go look for some stuff. And let's say a pair of flip-flops, they used to be 100 baht. Now they're 200 baht. Mm. And because there's barely any business there, now they're in a bad mood on top of that too. So you can't bother anything. It's like, but it used to be this. And even trying to be friendly and say something in Thai. And they're like, no. With the economy or tourism going down, it affects their mental state too. Like now they're suffering.
Yeah, because before they got greedy, I think. So they got a lot at one time.
Yep.
They made them greedy, they put the prices up, and then now they don't want to put the prices back down, even though it would work.
They used to do that thing with, it's high season, we raise the prices. But they never went back down. And each high season, they keep raising the prices.
Damn.
Like you say, going to Bangla Stadium, I think it's like, one of the tickets is like 1,800 baht or something now.
It's really expensive.
And I think it used to be 700 when I came.
You have like 3 stadiums in Phuket, right?
No. Oh, three stadiums. Yeah. I thought you said free. Definitely not free. No, we got
Bangla,
Sanamian, Patong Stadium. And then they opened another one called Galaxy and Rawai Stadium. They closed. There used to be another one, Suwit, but from what I heard, they closed that down for a while. So, I think we got 4 now.
4 Muay Thai stadiums. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I doubt they can.
But they're all different too, though, right? So, let's say Bangla Stadium, that's what everybody considers to be the tourist stadium. It's where they.
But the location's good.
Yeah, location is great. Yeah, it's right there. People walk past it all the time. Sanam Yen, which is Patong Stadium, it's a little bit more tucked away. But it's where you get the higher level experience, I would say. The better fighters. And the same with Rawai Stadium. Either it's local fighters or you also get some higher level there. As for Bangla, it's more just a spectacle, in a way. Let's put on the fights from the tourists so they could cheer for their people, kind of.
Right. Do you feel like there's been more international fighters coming in Thailand over the years?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, it's so hard. Like, for me, I don't know if it's just Tiger or what, but it's just more and more.
You're just in a different world in Tiger Muay Thai, I think.
No, really, because it just keeps growing there.
Yeah.
Like every year, it's just more and more and more and more. So it's so hard for me to see the rest of Thailand what it's going through. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But I mean, because if there's more fighters, then obviously need more fights, or having 4 stadiums might be okay. But then if there's less tourists, then they can't sell as many tickets. So then how can they afford to pay these fighters?
Yeah. Even though, like, let's say now, like, so the way it works a lot of times, if there's a fighter from a gym, then the trainers are normally trying to sell tickets and stuff too.
Oh, okay.
So normally if, like, there's somebody that fights a Tiger, then
it's easier.
they probably sell about 40 tickets or so. So right there, yes, from Tiger, you're going to have like 40, 50 people going.
So the
then plus
stadiums
the
must get
locals
someone from Tiger Muay Thai.
Yeah,
That's
then they
smart.
make money, right? So yeah.
Damn. Okay. That's true. Huh. Do you see yourself living in Phuket forever?
Can't answer.
Don't know.
One day at a time.
Yeah.
Like I was just supposed to be
Living in the moment.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there for a year, and then I kept saying, "Oh, one more year, and now it's soon going on 8 years. And
8 years.
I don't know, like I'm very content right now.
Then that's fine. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, no. Also, I'm older, and my goal is probably to open my own gym eventually in the States.
Okay, not on Tiger Road, right?
Yeah, no, right next to them. No, in the States.
Oh, okay.
So when it comes to that, like the longer I'm out here and gaining experience, the better.
Where in the States?
If anywhere, Miami.
I've never been there.
Need to go.
Yeah, it's nice.
If you like hot weather. Like,
do you have dual citizen? You have Swedish
Yeah.
and American? Oh, okay, then that's good. So that would be your goal.
Yeah.
That was literally my next question. What would your future goal be?
That would be it. Even though like it's about passion, passion, not money.
You enjoy what you
I
do.
know a few people that own gyms, and there's nothing fun about it.
No.
Yeah, yeah. You know a bit about this.
There's nothing fun about
it's all work.
owning a gym.
All
It's
work.
Very, very stressful. Man, because it's all people. A Muay Thai gym or any martial arts gym is all people. And I understand if you want a fitness gym, you got equipment, that's fine. But
Yeah.
managing people is like the hardest thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So,
And managing Thai fighters is much harder than that. Like I can't even explain how difficult, but you gotta be mentally strong and figure out their way and your way and somehow come to a compromise to make it work.
yeah, like it's something that I would love to do if I had
Survival
a
of
gym.
the strongest, I would call
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it really is. But I would love to be able to bring some of the Thai trainers over to the States, like maybe one stay a month and then go back and somebody else come. I would love to do that thing eventually. Just for them to get their experience, traveling abroad, make some better money for a little while and stuff, and also so the people that come and train at my gym would be able to get the authentic feeling behind it too, Not saying there's the whole thing of like I've been dealing with that on a daily basis before. Like I didn't come to Thailand to learn traditional Thai martial art from a foreigner, right? But it's like I tell people, if you're gonna learn a new language, would you want a native speaker or do you want somebody to learn it? And most people always say native speaker, but then I say, but think about it. If it's somebody that spoke your language, let's say now it's American or English, right? And they had to learn Thai. They've been through that. I think they're going to be able to help me better. Because they know the challenges. They know what to emphasize.
Yeah, like
As
they have that
somebody that's
famous thing called famous YouTube channel, Learn Thai from a White Guy.
Yeah, that guy, right? No, because a native speaker, they don't know
How to explain.
They grew up learning it, right?
Yeah.
As a kid, and that's so different than being an adult.
That's so true. So in Thai language, you'd be like, but why is this like that? And they just be like, because it is.
Yeah. Oh, like
like,
in Muay Thai.
okay.
No, in Muay Thai, don't ask. No, just do. Just do.
Yeah.
But what should... No. Don't ask. Just do. And I think, like, let's say now with teaching with Creole, so we try to balance each other.
I think that's a nice thing, like, because my teachers at Look to Fire also, they all learn Muay Boran and learn how to teach them Muay Boran. So because of that, they've applied it in the Muay Thai classes, so they do explain things for people who don't know or have questions.
Yeah, Muay Thai fighters, or let's say when kids start to be a Muay Thai fighter, it's not about learning to understand it, it's about learning how to do it.
Yeah.
And then you understand it as you go along, kind of. right? But if it works, you don't question it. So because they have a harder time explaining because they never got to explain to themselves.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true. They just did it since they were so young.
Yeah.
That they already automatically in their head they have an answer for this move or whatever.
Yeah, no, and that's always been my thing as a teacher. Like I was teaching other stuff before, and I always felt like I don't want to be the one that can't answer a question. Because I feel like if you can't answer a question, you're losing trust.
That's true.
So for me, like even when Crow asked me to help start teaching, I said, I don't think I'm ready. And he said, no, you're not. Oh, you are. I mean, I said, I don't know. Like, what if they ask this? I don't know how to answer that or this and that. So in the beginning, that was my challenge there.
But you learn through experience at the same time. And maybe if they ask a question, you're like, oh, actually, I do know the answer.
You know, let's say, especially with movement, like the way I do it, I just do it myself and then I break it down in my head. But something that happens in certain sports and stuff is that people get used to just teaching their way. Mm-hmm. This works for me. This is what you do.
That's true.
As we're all individuals, we're all different.
Yeah, and even Muay Thai fighters, they have their different styles.
Yeah,
so then they teach you a different style.
Yeah,
even though it's still Muay Thai.
It depends on how you build, how you're moving, speed, power, all this stuff. So for me, it's all individual. Meaning, like even during class, I could have 20 people in class. I'm going to show the techniques, but then at the same time, as I walk around from each student, I'm going to explain it differently because I need to make them understand and make it work for them. And I just force it onto them like this is the only way. And that's a big thing.
That's true because people are different. Like say you've got like a really tall, skinny person against a short, sort of stocky person. They may do something a little bit differently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
And also just the understanding of it. Like somebody like some things are common sense for some people and it's not for other people, right?
Have you ever fought?
Yeah.
In Muay Thai?
Yeah, only once out here. I was too old.
You was too old?
I was 35 already.
Oh, no.
And I didn't have the... Actually, I fought for food. No, it was kind of one of those situations where I wasn't doing too good out here financially. But I still wanted to experience too, though.
Who'd you fight? Do you remember?
What was his name? Yoda Wood, I think. It was
Thai.
Yeah, it was a Thai.
For your first fight.
Yeah. He was what some people consider a tuk-tuk fighter.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So he had a full-time job and stuff like that. But he had experience though. But it wasn't... I lost the fight on decision. But it was more me losing than him winning. As the fight, no nerves at all going into the fight. But as soon as that bell rung, my body didn't want to function no more.
Oh, no.
I was telling it to do stuff. It didn't want to work. And then...
You just felt heavy?
I felt locked up. Like, I would tell myself, like, jab. And it wouldn't even move. And I'm like, okay, kick. Not that either. And then I had to start, swinging almost just to actually get my body to move. Like, it was a horrible feeling.
Why do you think that?
It was the nerves that kicked in. Like, everything at the same time. And then...
How was your training before that? Did you train enough?
Yeah, maybe not. But let's say like that. I trained enough, but on a Thai diet, which is not something my body's used to. It was like 2 fried rice a day. That was my diet.
Yeah, that's probably not the best nutrition.
Yeah, no, especially not for me. Like what I'm used to.
And you woke up in the morning, you ran a lot, you did everything that you need to do.
Yeah, did the classes and all the running, all that stuff, and I was in good condition. Like I didn't get tired.
Your body was ready.
Yeah, I didn't get tired during.
It was all mental.
It was all mental. Yeah, it was just I had a nightmare my whole life of you throwing a punch and it's like a pillow. That's exactly what this was like. I had that nightmare my whole life, and now it's real life. So yeah, it was like I was gonna do something. And I was like, but if I do this, maybe he does that. It's like questioning everything I was gonna do, which made me not do anything.
That's so interesting. If you was to go back in time and redo it, would you? And if you did, what would you do differently to make sure that you did not do that?
Now, like the one thing I would have done differently is try to get rid. Actually, I wish I would have got nervous before the fight. That was my number one thing.
Not in the fight.
Yeah, not when the bell rings and you start the fight. No. I wish I was nervous leading up to the fight because then you get to work on it, deal with it a little bit.
And you build up adrenaline.
And you released it a little bit. Yeah.
Why was it? Why did you not get nervous before the fight? And you did this?
I don't even know. That's me with most of the stuff, except this interview. I was nervous yesterday. No, I don't know. Normally, I'm quite good with reading myself mentally and all this stuff, and also I am normally not nervous easy. So I didn't think it was gonna come. So when I wasn't nervous before the fight, I was like, oh, whatever. It's a competition. I competed a lot when I was younger.
Right.
But yeah, it had been 15 years since I competed at that time.
Wow. Do you think there's anything that would have happened maybe in the past when you competed that would have sparked this nerve?
It would never happen back then. Back then I had more like a killer mentality.
So you literally just psyched yourself out.
Yeah. Now, honestly, I don't like hurting people. I haven't been in a single, growing up in Sweden, I was in a lot of fights outside the ring. Now I haven't been in a single fight in 20 years. I don't believe in violence anymore. I believe in sports, yes. But I'd rather watch them than being the one in there hurting somebody. So
I feel that too, actually. I think it's like when you get it out when you're younger, through your youth, when you get out that aggression or whatever, then when you get older, you're like, I don't feel the need to do that.
But even here's a funny thing. So when you seal the ring, right? And normally we get to your opponent's corner, you do something.
Yeah.
Right? I prayed for his safety. That's afterwards looking back at it, I'm like, what am I doing? Why did I do that? I should have stomped or whatever, right?
Wow. Why did you take the fight? Oh, you said for food. Okay.
Yeah, and for the experience. But no, so over there, when I'm looking back at it, I could see, my mind wasn't into it. I'm same. If I'm competing with somebody, I don't care if I win. I want to have fun. And that was the other thing in the fight. The first kick hit through, I remember blocking it. And I was like, wow, that was hard. That actually hurt. And now it wasn't fun no more.
It makes so much sense. It's really mind over matter in so much.
Is.
If you don't have the right mentality, then you cannot do a lot of things, even if you with the right training or whatever, right preparation.
Yeah, the only I lost the fight, but I was able to because I wanted to give up during the fight. I felt like this isn't fun. Why am I here? I should just quit. But then I had this. No matter what challenges, I can't quit. That's just me. So at least I got to battle myself during the fight to not quit. That was the only victory.
And not get knocked out as well.
Yeah, I didn't get knocked out. He got me with a good elbow right behind the ear, and he actually ripped my ear. So that was, I don't know, second round or something. So my eardrum was busted, my balance was off, I was seeing double, groin shots, all kind of stuff. So it was a lot of challenges in it, which after the fight, it made me tougher because now I had to go through something that was
you learned so much. Yeah,
absolutely. But the biggest regret was that I didn't let go, meaning I walked away with so many regret, meaning I wish I would have this, I wish I would have that. And that's always the worst. That's why I always tell people when they're going to fight, leave with no regrets. Whatever you do, if it's something you ever fantasize about doing, it could be the craziest thing. Try it.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than walking away with regrets,
Wow. Usually when I was fighting, maybe early in my career, as soon as I got into the ring, it would just be tunnel vision. It was just me and that person, me and the opponent.
You can't hear nothing.
Yeah, you can't hear nothing. You can't see anyone. There's a whole crowd watching you. You don't even notice them. But then later, that's sort of adrenaline as well. But then later on, when that dies off, or when I started to feel like, why am I here later on? Throughout my career, towards the end of my career, I'm like, why am I got into the ring. I'm like, I don't want to do this. No. Why am I here? Yeah. And then those thoughts is like, okay, now it's time to hang the gloves up.
No, really. Nowadays, you see a lot of people get a sports psychologist.
Yes.
Even the highest level athletes or fighters and stuff, they get it because everybody deals with this at some time, unless you're a little bit of a sociopath. I think, no, but honestly, I think that's what you have to be, or you have to be able to really turn off certain things, right? So now, so people can learn how to deal with it and be able to perform at the best. They
sports and performance psychologists, yes. It does help because, a lot of even athletes not in Muay Thai, other athletes, maybe basketball or whatever, they get an injury.
Even sprinters and runners,
a small injury could psych them out, and then they need someone to help push them back into it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. Okay, so we both had our fight careers and we're good with that.
Yeah.
But when you said you feel like you don't want to hurt anyone anymore, I feel the same way. I just don't have that aggression anymore. But I do know if someone wants to do anything to me, I could help myself, but I wouldn't want to.
But also, if you look at traditional martial arts, let's say, like it wasn't meant for competition or anything. It was meant for defense only. And you're actually supposed to be a healer, if anything. You're not supposed to hurt people. That's the last resort. You're supposed to be able to help people all the time.
That's why Shaolin monks, they were supposed to go out of the temple to go and spread Buddhism, right? Yeah. And they learned Shaolin Kung Fu to defend themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Burning Temple. That's when it really kicked in. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
One. Yeah, that was the really old event when that was one of the first times that the Shaolins actually ended up using the martial arts. Yeah, it was a really bad event. And that's kind of what made it also spread out afterwards. Oh, yeah, these guys could fight.
Wow,
you know?
The Burning
They
Temple.
knew they trained, but they guys could actually fight. So, yeah, that's kind of what started the whole thing with it becoming more like a martial art outside of the temples too, right?
Wow.
But, you know, like, same, like I took the route of being a bad kid and then I went into personal training, massage therapy and stuff like that. And so I am like a person that like to help people. I want people to feel good, you know, if it's physically or mentally or whatever. I don't want to hurt people.
I totally feel the same way, yeah. I think my fighting career was more hobby than like, I want this to be the rest of my life, my career. It wasn't like that at all.
You didn't have that much choice.
Yeah, well, no, actually, my dad didn't want me to fight.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
I just did it. Well, actually, I did it because he said I couldn't do it. So, well, I'll show you.
Yeah, rebel.
So then I got into fighting. I just wanted to try one fight, and then later it just kind of escalated. But then I thought, okay, well, I'm over it now. And that was it.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I don't.
Your brother never fought, huh?
My brother, no, just commentates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another question: what's your opinion on children fights? Because in Thailand,
I was actually just talking to a taxi driver from the airport about
fight
this.
really young.
Yeah, it's such an individual thing too. Because at a certain age, there's no power, but then you get the one kid that does have that power. Like now, let's say we got a girl at a camp now, Jade McCarthy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, the
Irish.
beast. 12 years old. This girl is stronger than a 16-year-old girl. So now, let's say if she's fighting a Thai girl same age, now that's dangerous. I say.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she is that good and that strong, and she has pop. Meaning, like, if you hear her kicking and punching. If you don't see it, you think it's an adult.
This girl, not only does she fight Muay Thai, she fights in jiu-jitsu, boxing,
wrestling,
MMA,
boxing,
everything.
all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely a future. Definitely a future. No, so I think if they want to have kids fight, maybe more protection.
There was that thing, I think it was earlier in the year or last year, that one child died during the fight or after the fight. And then they said, okay, now we're going to make it more stricter. Under the age of 14 or 15, they're not allowed to fight. So that happened for about 2 weeks. And then again, now it's back to...
It's sad because it's sad because it comes down to money. I mean, like certain regions of this country where they're really poor, like...
Isan, in the north of Thailand.
No education, no options really. But Muay Thai, there's money. They can make money from the time they're like 7 years old, kind of, in a way, you know? And it's really sad because now it's not just that the kids want it, it's also the parents maybe pushing them sometimes, you know?
It'll definitely have a big effect on the child when they grow up, not just like brain damage, but they'll like the places where they're going to get hit on the brain is not fully developed yet. It develops later in our adolescence or adulthood. I'm learning that right now. But like decision making, judgment, things like that, they're going to lose those abilities. So it's going to make them into delinquents when they're older, I would say.
Most likely, or drugs or other bad stuff. You know, like
they can't think for themselves properly.
Yeah, I think with Muay Thai, maybe they need to go the same route, like let's say like Taekwondo or something like where it should be, where it should be more like a point fighting, meaning put all the protection they need. Make it a point fighting. After 15, maybe. You know, like I said, with Taekwondo, you're not allowed to knock anybody out until after 18, you know, and it is for these reasons, you know.
That makes me so happy that I actually started fighting like around 18, 19.
But you see, like most girls in Thailand, though, I would say 14, 16.
Young, yes.
As for the guys, it's like 5, 6 years old, you know. So yeah, with the girls, they always pushed a little bit more about the education first. But with the boys, they kind of like, hey, hold on, you can make money of it, man.
Yeah, and it's not just like the personal get from the fight; it's also the gambling as well. So
the side bets are the big money.
Side bets from their family, from their gym owner, from their friends, from whoever. So it becomes a big deal.
But then the other sad part is that sometimes they don't even get any money because the money goes to the gym, like the one superstar that I happened to.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
It's yeah. So then I'm yes and no on that. If they should be allowed to compete, but yeah, it should be way more control.
So more control. My dad does the world championships, and the kids who compete, there's no head contact.
Yeah, no,
they wear full body protection, even
and
head protection,
too.
and no head contact. And I think that's the best
Taekwondo is
rule.
the same. You were allowed to punch the body, but not the face.
Yeah,
but you were allowed to kick the face. But you had a helmet and stuff, and you had these pads on your feet too. So there was double protection there.
Yeah.
But they need to do something where it's a lot more protected.
Safer.
Yeah. Safety first. I mean, like, it's all about longevity. It's not about today. It's about tomorrow, kind of in a way.
Well, which is what we're saying. Like, Thais don't think about that because if you think about these children, they are the future of the country. You know.
You know, and majority of Muay Thai fighters, what do they do after? They become a trainer. Yeah, there's not
taxi driver.
Yeah, no, exactly. There's not that many options because they're not getting the education and stuff.
Yeah, they usually finish school around 14.
Yeah,
the age of 14. That's a legal age they're allowed to leave.
Yeah.
So it's not good.
Yeah, no.
Do you keep up with any other type of fight sports? Do you watch UFC, One Championship?
Yeah. UFC, I never miss.
You never miss?
Yeah, one FC, I tried. I tried to keep up with it as much as I can too, but they always tend to clash a little bit. But
they have so many shows now.
Yeah, and they get really good fights too.
So now One Championship do Friday night instead of Saturday night, so maybe it won't clash anymore.
No, the only thing it clashed with was my dinner time.
Yeah,
that's why I only saw half the show now, last one, and then I had to watch the rest of it the next day.
The last question, talking about One Championship. What is your prediction for the final of the 70 kilogram kickboxing tournament that is now with Sami Sana and Georgia Petrosian?
My prediction?
Your prediction?
I'm going with Sana.
You're going with Sana?
Yeah, those knees.
What? Really?
I think those knees. I mean, like, I always been such a big Judson Clay fan, and it was really sad watching that. It was really, really sad watching that. Even though I knew that it could happen, and it did happen.
Okay, so someone told me, some insider, that Judson Clay struggled with the weight cut.
Oh, yeah, he didn't look good at all.
And he also really underestimated his opponent, meaning he did not train as well as he should have been training. So.
No, like the way he normally looks.
Does that really make Sana, I mean, he's a very, very good fighter, very technical. He has great long reach.
His techniques were on point.
You okay? Dying on me here.
Dry throat.
Yeah, so that's Sana. Then Petrosian, who is the doctor, as they say, he knows kickboxing like since he was born. Like, he's so amazing at it. He's so clean.
Well, what's the height difference in range?
Sana is way taller.
Because that's why
his range is way more, obviously.
And he uses it. So, yeah, I'm still going Sana.
But the power and accuracy is Petrosian.
Yeah, but I don't know. Those knees, though.
And I feel like Petrosian, he reads the opponent better.
Yeah,
and like he sets it up. Yeah, that's why, when he just fought Joe Nattawut, he waited for Joe Nattawut to come at him with sort of a somewhat open guard, and he just went straight through the middle of it.
But he's the one that's going to have to close the distance against Sana.
Yes, he will.
And that's where Sana's going to
He's a pretty forward fighter, Petrosian.
But that's what I'm saying, because he's the shorter one. So he's going to have to push in inside, and that's where he might run into those knees. That's what I'm saying, Sanna. Now it's also because maybe I favored him, but I still see those knees. I don't know.
This will be interesting, then.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you want to say?
So you're going with Petrosian?
I'm going Petrosian.
Yeah.
I'm going with Petrosian. Yeah, I mean
my Italian friends are hating me right now.
That's the best kickboxer in the world, right? Petrosian. Yeah. So what can you say?
I would definitely put him there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
So anything else that you want to mention?
No, not that I can think of.
You're good? Okay.
If anybody in Phuket and you want to try out some more boran or krabong, stop by Tiger Muay Thai. We got classes Monday through Friday, so you're all welcome.
Yeah, you can do it in Phuket and then later come to Bangkok and do it at Luktafar before you fly out home.
Yeah, which is with the original guy, the Grandmaster with it. So that's also a must definite.
All right, Chris. So thank you so much for joining me today.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Thank you all for listening to this episode. Please hit the subscribe button and follow the Jade Marrisa podcast.